From those around, I hear a cry.
And doubt which was the strongest opinions. That's what they did, and they prohibited blind following. And the reason blind following a person is not a good idea, because we, as human beings, we make mistakes. We are not infallible, we all can make mistakes. Allah can't make any mistakes. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he's talking about the deen, can't make any mistakes, so we blind follow them. Because it's okay. Obviously the Sahabas, they can make mistakes. But Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us to follow the sunnah of the rightly guided Khalifs. He told us that the Sahabas, their generation is the best generation. One Sahaba might make a mistake, but all Sahabas, majority of them, they will not make mistakes. If one Sahaba made a mistake, the other Sahaba will correct him, and this you can find in the history books. So if the Sahaba did something which is established to be something good, then we follow that. If the Sahaba did something which is not established to be good by, the Muslims, then obviously, Allah knows best. And also Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that my ummah will not agree on dalala or batil. Meaning the ummah, all of it or the majority of it will not agree on something that is wrong. So the ummah, the whole, when they make a decision, they are infallible. So if the whole of the ummah or the majority of the ummah agrees on something, then that is the truth. There's no falsehood in it, so we can't blind follow that. And if you look in the history, many people who blind followed scholars who made mistakes, they went astray. But obviously when you're learning the deen from a teacher or a scholar, and every time he mentions something, you ask for the dalil, where's the dalil for this, where's the dalil for that, then it will seem annoying and disrespectful. So, the layman, obviously, you should blind follow the layman. In some circumstances, you should blind follow. But every time asking the teacher, where's the evidence for this, where's the evidence for that, it will be annoying and it will be rude and it can cause fitna. Because in certain lessons, some teachers do mention evidences, some teachers do not. Some teachers only mention evidences for 25% of the things they say. So asking a teacher every time, where's the evidence for this, where's the evidence for that, it's going to slow down the lesson. And it's going to slow down the learning process. So it's going to take you longer to learn, because you're slowing down the lesson. So certain situations you do blind follow, I guess. Allahu Alam. But I want to talk about today's blind following, today's scholars, teachers, groups and sects. Is it a good idea? Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the ummah will be divided into 73 sects. One of them will go Jannah, and 72 of them will go Jahannam, to the hellfire. The Sahabas asked him, who will be the successful sect, the saved sect? Our Prophet replied, they will be upon what I and my companions are upon today. Meaning we are going to be like the Prophet ﷺ and the Sahabas, our Aqidah, our fiqh, the way we pray. It's going to be like the Sahabas and the Prophet ﷺ. Our beliefs, our Aqidah, our understanding. It should be like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Sahabas. For them we will be guaranteed to be in the saved sect. And there are groups and sects today which do not have the same understanding of the Sahabas, of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And you will see it. If you learn the knowledge, there are 3 things that's obligatory upon every Muslim to learn, which is, who is your Lord? About Aqidah, about fiqh, about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, including his life story. If you learn them, you will see the certain groups and sects, they have the wrong beliefs, they have the wrong methodology when giving da'wah. They got the wrong fiqh, they do bid'ah, innovated acts in the fiqh, in the prayer. You see, they're in the wrong. And there are people in those groups, in those sects, which blind follow their teachers. You will see it, many countries, Muslims committing shirk in Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Muslims worshipping graves. Why? Because they blind follow the teachers, their forefathers. The Shias, some of them believe that the Imams are equal to the Prophets. Why do they have that belief? Because they blind follow their teachers, they blind follow the parents. Blind following certain situations is good, but when you hear two different opinions, for example, you are taught when you pray, you must say your intention with the tongue. But then you heard from others, you don't say your intention with the tongue. Your intention is just you make it inside the heart. Now you heard of two opinions. After you heard of these two, it is upon you to investigate, to find out which opinion is correct and which opinion is wrong, because both of them cannot be correct. Unless it's evidence for it, regarding fiqh, like some people put their hands below the navel, some people put their hands above the navel. There's evidence for both of them. But regarding that issue, is there evidence for both of them? No, there isn't. There is no evidence to say your intention with the tongue. That is a bid'ah, innovation. But if you were taught this by your parents or your teachers, and you blindfold them on that, and somebody else tells you, Akhi, this is wrong, this is a bid'ah, and you just say, I ain't gonna listen to you, I'm just gonna follow what my forefathers taught me, then that is clear-cut blind following. Because when you hear two different opinions, you should investigate which opinion is correct and which opinion is wrong. You should accept the truth when it comes to you. You should be open-minded. You should know there's a possibility that what my teacher taught me could be wrong. If you do not have this understanding, then you will go astray. And it will further cause division among the Muslims. From the evidences of the Salaf and their pious predecessors, Taqleed is generally forbidden, but specifically it's allowed. For example, in a nation, if in the nation everybody became scholars, غير مقلدs, they done their own research to find out which hadith is strong, which hadith is weak, or which opinion is strong, which opinion is weak. They're all going to be preoccupied by doing this. It could take them 4 or 5 years just to learn how to pray. And how will society run, since everybody's going to be doing their own research, spending hours in learning about deen, spending hours in looking for the evidences? People aren't going to have the time. People will not have the time to work. They will not have the time to go university or college or teach other people how to read and write. They will not have enough time to train for battle. The army generals will not have enough time to train the army. There will hardly be any buses, trains, because people are going to be too busy learning. So society, will not flourish. Because everybody's going to be busy learning about deen. And obviously it's good to learn about deen, but if you're doing your own research, becoming a غير مقلد, you're going to be learning which hadith is strong, which hadith is weak. You're going to be researching, and it's going to take a very long time. So for specific situations, you should be muqallid. Like today, the lifestyle of some people are working 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week. They haven't got time to do their own research. Is this scholar speaking the truth? Or is this scholar wrong about this issue? They haven't got the time. So when they go to lesson, they should just believe, what the teacher says. Some people are looking after the parents. Some people are going to university. Not everybody has free time to do their own research. So for them, they should become muqallids, But if they know there's a deviant group, then obviously you shouldn't go to the deviant group or deviant teacher and learn things. Because he's already misguided and he will just misguide you. So people in that situation, yeah, they should do taqleed. But if you hear a different opinion, like the one I mentioned about the intention by the tongue, your teacher taught you, for example, the example I mentioned earlier about your teacher taught you that you're meant to say the intention by the tongue before you start the prayer. So you believe that. But then afterwards you heard a different opinion from someone else or another teacher that it's the bid'ah, an innovation in deen, to say your intention by the tongue before you start the prayer. But then it is up to you to do a bit of research, to ask the teachers, where is the evidence? Why is it you're telling me that you have to say the intention by the tongue? Or this other person or this other teacher is telling me that you shouldn't say the intention by the tongue. Where's the evidence? Did Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam pray like that? Did the Sahabas pray like that? So when you hear a different opinion, that's when you should do a bit of research, and it doesn't take that long. It doesn't take that long, but you know, in our time, we live, or for those of us who live in UK, America, or certain countries, we've got access to bookshops. In bookshops, you can find Quran translation, you can find prayer books, you can find Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim. You can even find Tafsir of Ibn Kathir. You got access to books. Even on the internet, you can find PDFs of them. So our excuse for being ignorant is running out. Obviously, if you're like, if you're training to be an alim, a person of knowledge, you go in madrasa, then you should look for the strongest opinion. Then you should do your own research. You shouldn't do muqallid, blind follow. But regarding fiqh, how to pray, how to do zakat, regarding these issues in the beginning, I recommend to do taqleed. Because otherwise you're going to look at all the evidences for prayer, for raising your hands, for saying takbir, for saying surah, and there's many hadiths regarding this issue. And it's going to take you a very long time to learn how to pray. It could take you 5-10 years to learn just how to pray. So regarding these fiqh, like how to pray, zakat, then you should blindfold. Obviously, the teacher should mention evidences, for each thing. And the 4 schools of thought, the 4 madhabs are legitimate. They've got valid opinions, they've got evidence for the acts of worship, in prayer. One of the fitna of these groups and the sects nowadays is if you join them and you stay with them for a very long time, you're going to gain respect of them, you're going to respect them. And you're going to have love for them, and you're going to admire them. And you're going to believe whatever they say, you're going to do taqleed of them. And when the truth comes to you, that they are doing certain things which is wrong, you're going to refuse to accept the truth. Because you're going to have love for the group, you're going to have love for the jama'at, the teacher, the sect. Your automatic reaction will be to think bad, to hate those people who criticize your group. And believe me, I've seen this. I've heard of this, I've seen it. Some brothers join groups, deviant groups, in some issues, and they're with them for so long, then they gain respect of them, they love them, but when the truth comes to them that certain things the group is doing is wrong, they don't want to believe them. They don't want to hear anything negative about the groups. They gain so much love, so much attachment of the groups that they find it hard to let go. They carry on believing in these wrong opinions, these weak opinions of the scholars, teachers and groups. If the group is too deviant, then you should leave the group, but they're not going to want to leave the group. They've been with the group for so long, they love the group has become family for them. Subhanallah. That's one of the greatest fitna of today. One group is doing something wrong, another group criticizes them for doing something wrong, and the group just gets angry. How dare you criticize my teacher? How dare you criticize my sheikh? How dare you criticize my group? And automatically you're going to end up hating the group. And you're going to end up criticizing